The sun crept slowly over the horizon, spilling golden light across an endless expanse of grassland. The air was cool and heavy with the scent of damp earth, but it carried the distant calls of unseen creatures, some harmless, others deadly. From the shelter of a jagged rocky outcrop, a small group of early humans emerged one by one, their bare feet pressing into the dew-covered ground. They were cautious, every movement deliberate, their heads turning in constant awareness of the world around them. The men carried crude wooden spears tipped with sharpened stone, while the women had slings made from twisted plant fibers, ready to carry food or young children. Their lean, wiry bodies told the story of lives spent moving, searching, surviving. In the distance, faint glimmers of water reflected the sky, signs of a river, and perhaps the promise of food. But between here and there lay open land where predators prowled, hidden in the whispering grass. Still, hunger was a sharper danger than fear, and together, they began their slow, watchful journey toward the day's first hope. The riverbank shimmered in the morning light, its muddy edges dotted with animal tracks, some belonging to harmless creatures, others to predators that had likely drunk there before dawn. The group approached carefully, the older members scanning the horizon while the younger ones crouched near the water's edge. With practiced motions, a woman began digging up roots from the damp soil, using a pointed stick to loosen them, then brushing off the dirt before tasting a small piece to test for bitterness. Nearby, two men used flat stones to crack open the thick shells of nuts, their rhythmic tapping blending with the rustle of leaves overhead. Children huddled close, wide-eyed, mimicking the gestures of the adults. They learned which berries could be eaten and which would cause sickness, how to peel bark for its sweet inner layer, and how to carry as much as possible without slowing the group. The smell of crushed plants and wet earth filled the air. Every discovery, a cluster of ripe figs high in the branches, a patch of edible greens, was quietly celebrated. Yet, no one forgot the need for vigilance. While some worked, others stood watch, eyes narrowing at the sudden silence of birds or the distant movement in the tall grass. Survival here was never just about finding food, it was about making sure they lived long enough to eat it. The heat of the afternoon pressed down on the land, and the air shimmered above the dry earth. While the rest of the group continued gathering plants and water, two of the hunters moved silently along a game trail, their bare feet making almost no sound. The smell of dust and sun-warmed grass filled their nostrils. Then, just ahead, they saw it, a gazelle, trapped knee-deep in a patch of thick, sticky mud where the river's edge had recently dried. Its flanks heaved in panic, eyes wide with terror, legs thrashing but sinking deeper with each movement. The men froze, scanning for danger. An easy kill could also be an easy trap if predators were nearby. One gave a shorthand signal, and they slowly began to circle, approaching from opposite sides. The gazelle tried to lunge forward but only managed to splatter mud in all directions. The hunters raised their spears, keeping just out of reach of its sharp hooves. With a swift, practiced thrust, one spear found its mark, ending the animal's struggle. They moved quickly, glancing over their shoulders at every sound. The air was tense, scavengers could arrive within minutes. Using stone knives, they worked with efficiency, slicing through hide, separating muscle from bone, and saving every useful part. The meat was wrapped in broad green leaves for carrying, sinew was stripped for cord, and the hide was cleaned for shelter or clothing. The ground was soon streaked with red, and flies began to gather. With their load heavy but their hearts steady, the hunters started back toward the group, knowing this kill meant not just food, but tools, warmth, and survival for days to come. Shadows stretched long across the savanna as the sun dipped toward the horizon, painting the clouds in deep orange and red. The group returned to their rocky shelter, moving in a tight cluster, burdened with the day's harvest, bundles of roots, baskets of berries, and the precious weight of fresh meat. The air cooled quickly, and with it came the distant howls and low growls of predators awakening for the night. There was no time to waste. Near the mouth of the shelter, two of the elders crouched together, working with patient skill to coax fire from dry sticks in a bundle of brittle grass. The faint scent of smoke brought a ripple of relief through the group. When the first flame caught, children leaned forward, their faces lit with flickering gold as if watching magic unfold. Soon, the fire grew into a steady crackle, pushing back the night's chill and keeping prowling eyes at bay. They roasted strips of gazelle meat over the flames, the fat sizzling and sending a rich aroma into the darkening air. Others shared fruit and nuts, passing them hand to hand. A young boy mimicked the day's hunt with animated gestures, drawing laughter from the group, while one of the elders used sweeping motions and rhythmic sounds to retell the story of past seasons, when rivers ran dry, when herds moved elsewhere, and when danger came too close. Above them, a sky full of stars emerged, vast and silent, a reminder of the world's immensity and their fragile place within it. The fire's warmth wrapped around them like a shield, and for that night, hunger was gone, danger was kept at bay, and life, hard, raw, and precious, was sustained for one more day.